So, an Atlanta-based foundation is working to change the face of the video game industry.
And they're taking their inspiration from a little-known pioneer whose invention changed the way that video games were played. And that's what makes this story so positively Georgia.
You gotta do one of these on them.
If you're a child of the 80s, you're probably familiar with the custom of blowing into your Nintendo cartridges thinking you were fixing them. But before Nintendo and Atari developed and made removable video game cartridges mainstream,
Channel F, the one with all the fun.
there was a Fairchild Channel F, the first interchangeable cartridge-based video game console to be manufactured and sold.
That's what really gave birth to what gaming is today.
This technology was invented in the mid-1970s by Jerry Lawson, one of only a handful of black engineers in the industry at the time.
My father's invention created an industry.
A multi-billion-dollar industry that Lawson's son and daughter are working to diversify through a foundation they recently created in their father's honor.
So he would really be happy that we're kind of continuing that work that he did, he started, in trying to share his story with children and inspiring them to go into tech.
Black Americans are the second largest ethnic group to play video games after Asian Americans. But some stats show less than 3% of game developers are of color. Racial diversity in video games is just as important as diversity in the developing room, says Mark Anderson Lawson.
I like to see people of color in that space where you can kind of tell our own stories, have our own protagonists in the stories. There's a lot of creative people that could create some pretty awesome things. But these stories have yet to really be told.
The foundation already has a partnership with New York City Public Schools and is looking for opportunities here in Atlanta and across the country. Mark says it's gratifying to see a newfound interest in his father's legacy. Lawson passed away in 2011.
I think that, yes, he's finally getting his just due.
Mark and his sister Karen were just children when their father was revolutionizing the gaming industry from his garage in Silicon Valley.
We helped in kind of troubleshooting some of the games that he created at that time.
Lawson developed lots of games, including an arcade game, Demolition Derby, and went on to launch his own company, Videosoft. There's even a school in Los Angeles named after him.
In elementary school, he told me about a teacher that put a picture of George Washington Carver next to his desk, said, hey, if you apply yourself, that can be you. And so that inspired him to work hard in science. And then maybe today, maybe his picture, Jerry Lawson, can be sitting on the wall and maybe someone else can look at him.
Mark Anderson followed in his father's footsteps. He'll soon launch his own video game, Ghost City 3D, on the Apple Store. For more details on the foundation, check out the CBS 46 app. For CBS 46 News, I'm Gurveer Dinza.